On your notebooks, I've asked you to write today's first formal lesson, and it is geography. And really our big question, and it's a delicious one, is geography destiny? You might want to write that as your sort of notes title for this page, is geography destiny. What does that mean? Does geography destine a society to turn out a certain way because of the land that society emerges from, develops on? Does geography cause culture to take a certain shape? That's our question. You will have a quiz on this. Wait until I tell you when it will be. I'm really in no hurry. The Dynasty Song, you learned time. 36 centuries from the Shang to today in a song. You learned the time. Now we're learning the space. And then we're ready to talk the actual history and so forth. So a few key terms. You're going to click your heels 3 times and say there's no place like college, and then you're going to be there. It's like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, right? College is around the corner. You do want to have a basic, sophisticated vocabulary for social studies. So if you don't know what these terms mean, physical geography. Anybody? What's physical geography? It's the land. It's the mountains, it's the rivers, it's the climate, it's the land itself, right? Just physical. Human geography, what's that? Where the population. Where the people are, who the people are, the distribution of people, the types of people. Do we have one culture, 2 culture, that sort of stuff. So just what, and then of course the effect of humans on the geography. The third one, geographic determinism, that really is our focus. Determinism is a $5 word. It just means causality. Geography causing cultures to take a certain shape, as opposed to another kind of shape. It's a radically interesting thing to ask the question, does the shape of the landscape cause the civilization to have certain traits? Geographic determinism. Determinism is a $5 word for causality. Does geography cause cultures to take certain shapes? I'm going to give you a quick example. If you read my introduction in the forums, you know that I studied Arabic for the U.S. Army. The Arabic language. Where did the Arabic language spring up? Where did the Arab people themselves spring up first? I can't hear you. Not quite. No, that's not true. Those are the Sumerians. They're not Arabs. They spoke a different language. Where did the Arabs who speak Arabic, where did they emerge from? What's their original homeland? Think about it. Arab? You ever heard of a place with the name Arab in it? Arabia? You think there might be a connection? There is, right? So Saudi Arabia, the Saud family is just the monarch. That's the dynasty there. Arabia is the physical geography. That peninsula is the Arabian Peninsula. Now, this is important because we're talking about its geography destiny, geographic determinism. When I studied Arabic, I learned that not only did the desert of Arabia influence the civilization, it also influenced the language. The Arabic language itself has the desert in it. And check this out. I'm going to tell you how. It blew me away. I love this. First of all, Arabic is a language that is based on 3 consonants. So the consonants sharaba, I just said the word drank. Sharaba, drank. That's it. 3 consonants. Right? Sharaba, drank. Now, I can turn it into a noun by using the same 3 consonants, but a slight difference. Sharab, right? So that's a drink. Sharab, that's a drink. In English, I can say a drink. You don't have to write this down. This is interesting, but you don't have to write it down. In English, I can say a drink or drinks, right? Drink, drinks. There is singular in English, and there's plural. Drink, drinks. Check it out. Here's the important thing. I hope you're still listening. In Arabic, they have drink, sharab, 2 drinks, sharaban, and then plural, sharabun. So they have a dual form, a suffix, that an that I said, sharaban, that's a dual form. They've actually got a suffix for a pair, right? It's kind of interesting grammatically. Comparative grammar is actually geekily interesting. So the word for mustache in Arabic is sharaban, 2 drinks. The word in Arabic for mustache is 2 drinks. Sharaban, 2 drinks. Who can fill in, connect the dots? I've told you. My claim is the Arabian desert is right there in the language of the Arabian people. Geography determined its language when they said, we need a name for this. Let's call it 2 drinks. Can anybody? Maybe this, maybe that? Don't confuse the Arabian Peninsula with the Mesopotamia. That's Iraq. No. Think about it. Yeah, no. Stuff gets saved in your mustache. What stuff? Oh, unclear one. What's more important in the desert? Food or water? Food or water? Okay. How many of you have ever had a mustache before? Oh, that's right. You're too young. And many of you will never have a mustache because you, hopefully, guys, when you do get a mustache, you will experience this. You take a drink of milk, for example, and what happens to your mustache? It's white on both sides. And what do you do with it? Well, if you're silly, you get your hanky and you wipe it. But if you're not, and in fact, if you're thirsty, you go. Because it's a sponge, right? There's all this hair on both sides of your upper lip, and you're drinking. And if it's juice, it's less disgusting. Or if it's water, it's even less disgusting. Yeah, so it's 2 drinks. And you swallow because you've got moisture in here. It saves liquid. Only if water and swallowing liquid and not dying of dehydration is important in your culture, because you're a desert people who go from oasis to oasis, and dehydration is probably the leading cause of death. Water is more precious than gold in the Arabian desert. Only there would people go, what's a sensible name for the hairs above my lip? 2 drinks, right? Geographic determinism. Does that make sense to you? Izzy Faulknoyan, or however you say her name, she came up with another one, the Industrial Revolution in England. They had coal and water, rivers and coal right next to each other, both in abundance. That gave them the geographic advantage that destined them to have the Industrial Revolution. Before, for example, China, which was far more advanced, but its coal was very far from its waterways. And so geography can actually shape cultures. Does that make sense to you? We'll talk about linguistic determinism, which is a different thing. I'm only going to give a hint of it. But for those of you who have heard anything about Chinese philosophy, it's incredibly, incredibly relevant, interesting, beautiful, and fascinating. I will just plant the seed here, but we will really watch that seed grow in the philosophy unit. That's maybe 4 weeks from now. And then finally, this is my claim. I hope to write a book before I die, making the arguments and laying out the vision that has developed over 60 straight months of thinking about China compared to my own culture. And so I want all of you to please challenge me whenever I make a claim, because what I'm really doing is testing my interpretations and my arguments and my claims with you. So please challenge me or qualify or whatever, so that when it comes time for me to actually write these things down, my ideas are stronger, either because you identified that's weak and I'll throw it out, or else you're not accounting for something and I'll have to account for it. All right? So please, notice I'm saying my claim. My claim is this. At the end of this lesson, you really should be able to see why I say that while China and the West are on one planet, they are literally 2 separate worlds. 2 worlds on one planet. Now, this is my trademarked sort of frame. When I study China, it really is like studying a different planet. And geography is really at the heart of it. Go ahead and read. Don't read the find a partner because it was too slow. Just read these 2 things. This sets you up. And then we'll get going.